It's time to let it flow. It's time to let it flow. Yeah, it's time to let it flow. Yeah, it's time to let it flow. It's time to let it flow. What's poppin'? Welcome to the next episode of Let It Flow. Got my boy Ajayy with me.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
You already know, dog. Appreciate you for coming.
Oh yeah, anytime, man. You know when you hit me up, I'm on my way. Anytime, man.
For sure. We've been talking about it, so it's time to finally do it.
We got man. Listen.
So where you from, bro?
From Toledo, Ohio. Familiar?
I've never been there before, but I've heard about it though.
It's alright. It's a little small city, you know. Like it's good money there. It's no opportunities. You know, it's not really too much to do in a small city. You know what I'm saying?
How many people live there?
I say about 200,000. Is that a lot?
I mean, not compared to a city like Houston.
Yeah, not compared to Houston. Houston, honestly, is like a dot compared to Houston. But Toledo, I can't complain. I love Toledo. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing but love for it. But it's just, I had to come out here because no opportunity there. So, like, if you go there chasing something, you're not going to find it. You know what I'm saying? You really got to get out of there to really get where you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
So, is that what brought you to Houston?
Yeah, pretty much. I ain't going to lie. I always been chasing the opportunities and, you know, the networking and whatnot. And, you know, it's real important to me. So, there's not a lot of it there for real, you know what I'm saying, to really grow. So came out here, you know, looking for it.
So do you like living here better?
Not the traffic.
That traffic
bad,
horrible,
man.
dog.
But Houston overall, bro, I love Houston. You know, I got love for Houston for sure, forever in my heart. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to stay here for good. But the way it's looking now, yeah, I'll pretty much stay here for good. I ain't going to lie. Houston lit.
For sure. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to stay here for good. How long you been here for?
About a year and a half. Not too long. What about you?
I've been here for like 3 years, maybe a little bit, 3 years.
Okay. What other place would you go?
That's the thing. That's probably why I would.
I promise you.
I mean, if I were to leave, I probably would go back to Atlanta.
Okay.
That's the only other place I would go.
Would you say Atlanta better or no?
I mean, I like Houston better for some reasons.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I do like I like Atlanta too, though.
Atlanta, it's crazy because Atlanta was my first option before I even moved to Houston. But I never even been to Atlanta, which is what's crazy. So I just started coming out to Houston. I'm like, all right, Houston cool, but I need to go to Atlanta, bro. Too many people talk about Atlanta. I need to just go check it out.
Nah, Atlanta's lit, yo. Atlanta's lit. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's a fun time. It's just Houston is just way bigger.
Yeah, way bigger.
You know what I'm saying? Houston is so big. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. Like for you, like as a barber,
right?
I would say that they're both good. Because, I mean, Atlanta's a huge, you know, everybody's got a cut. Everybody's getting cuts. Like, it's a very urban city. But at the same time, Houston has way more people. So I guess they're both good.
Is it like a big city in Atlanta? Or is it just like, because I heard it's like a lot of trees and stuff.
I want to say that Houston's, I heard it's 6 times bigger.
Houston, 6 times bigger than Atlanta?
Atlanta's like Atlanta is like a small city compared to Houston. That's the crazy thing about it. So let me put it like this. You know how like Houston has like the circle highways?
Yeah.
Atlanta has one circle highway around the whole metro Atlanta.
No, that sounds crazy.
And that's it.
That sounds crazy.
That's it. Like Houston has like 3 different highways that are circular. And you really consider Houston everything inside of that.
Yeah.
And in Atlanta, it's just one of those inner circles. So that's the difference in size. Like, and then put it like this. Like in Houston, you're going to drive an hour. Like 30 minutes minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. Unless you're like somewhere near your house. But for the most part, 30 minutes, hour is a drive. Like you might drive an hour to go somewhere in Houston. You might drive an hour and a half.
I promise you. Houston is huge, bro.
But in Atlanta, hell nah.
Dang.
You ain't even 30 minutes is like the furthest drive.
But what about their traffic? I heard they got some bad traffic.
No, the traffic is worse in Atlanta.
Worse than it. That might be like the tiebreaker right there.
It's worse because they don't have as many highways. I will say that Houston has all these highways.
A lot, too many.
And too many. Like, I don't even know where I'd be. I just be like, get on this highway. I don't know where these highways are. I don't know where they go.
It's a sign
I just
every
know,
second.
For real. And it's like the exits be on each side of the street.
Both sides.
So I'd be like, when I first moved here, I was like, bro, like, which side is the exit on? You got to really pay attention. If it's on it's going to tell you. You got to look.
How many times do you think you missed the exit down here?
Oh, I've definitely missed a lot of exits, bro. Got to go past it, get off, make a U-turn and shit.
I told you on my way here, I just missed the exit, bro. I'm like, man, this city too big, bro.
Bro, Houston is too big, bro. and it's going to take a long time to learn those highways, bro.
For sure.
So let me ask you this. What motivated you to become a content creator?
Content creator? I was real young when I first seen it. And honestly, just me in general, I got a creative mind. So seeing how they turn creativity into content and filming, you know, going into filmmaking is like, that's just kind of always been like something that it just honestly caught my attention. And, you know, once I started doing it, I just fell in love with it. It's like once you start doing something, you build a passion for it, and it's like you just can't, you know what I'm saying? I got it tatted on me and everything, so it's like you really can't get away from it. So you're going to try it, and you know, you just never going to quit.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's a content creator. Like, everybody's finding a way, because you can do content about almost anything.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody's finding a way. And it's crazy because, like, when we were young, like, back then, everybody was, like, watching, like, we were entertained by, like, TV, movies. That was our only level of entertainment. Now we're literally entertaining each other.
Exactly.
Like, as people, like, we're entertaining each other. And that's a whole different world. You know what I'm saying? And we're getting paid to do it. So it opens up a door for us to make money, bro.
Yeah, I promise you.
So tell me about your content creation as far as, like, what was your most viral moment?
Ooh, my most viral moment. Recently, bro, I did this, so I basically, now mind you, this was not to target nobody. This was just something that me and my girl had thought of. We thought it'd be different if I took a what do you call them things? Maternity or paternity or something like that. We took one of those pictures, but I'm the one pregnant, you know what I'm saying? And she's pretending to be the dude or whatnot. But I didn't tell her to be no dude. And it's like, I don't know if do you ever get a feeling like before you post something, you just got like a real good feeling about it?
Oh yeah, all the time. And sometimes it don't mean nothing.
No, it don't for sure. And that's what's so crazy. Cause like I just kept getting this feeling, and she was like, did you post it? I'm like, yeah. So I look at my phone, and that shit had like 10K in like an hour. I'm like, damn. But you know, like me as a rising content creator, to me that's like 10,000, you know what I'm saying, an hour.
10,000 likes?
Yeah, 10,000 likes an hour. So I'm looking like, dang, this just went viral in an hour. Like, all right, so how big is this gonna get? So it's just like we kept seeing numbers go up and up. And the more we post, that's one of the biggest things, like us staying consistent, it just kept getting bigger. Next thing you know, I'm seeing videos outdo that one. And it was like, okay, now, you know, you just got to keep your foot on the gas. But, man, that stunt was huge for us, huge.
And how long did you keep that going?
Ooh, I say about 2 months maybe, 2 months. Not too long. I could have stretched it, which was what's crazy. I could have stretched it, but I say about 2 months. But, like me, I got to create a mind, so I didn't really stretch it because I knew I'm going to come up with something else soon, you know. So
is that what stops you? Like, what made you want to stop doing that?
Honestly, that one, bro, I got a little selfish. I stopped because my birthday was coming up. I was like, all right, man, I wanted, you know what I'm saying, pop out normal for my birthday and, you know, tell everybody it was a joke and whatnot. And I should have kept it going. I ain't going to lie. That's one of my biggest regrets, is not keeping it going. I promise you.
So how many followers did you gain from that? Like, how many did you have before you did it?
So before I did, I had 13K on Instagram. We only had like 400 subscribers on YouTube. TikTok was decent. I had about 50K on TikTok. It wasn't too terrible, but after it went up. I'm at right now 104,000 on Instagram. We had 20,000 subs on YouTube, and I'm at like 80K on TikTok, something like that.
Congrats, bro.
Appreciate that.
I remember when you told me about it.
Yep,
like,
I remember that. We used to have a talk when I was cutting your hair.
Yeah. I was like, yo, that shit is going to be crazy, bro.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, for sure. That shit worked out. So, you know, when it comes to this shit, you guys sometimes, like, that's what it's about, being a content creator. You got to be creative.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You thought of a way to you know, to find the lane for you. But tell me this, was there any backlash as a result of that content?
Backlash? Was it? Man, listen. It was to the point, I mean, it was for sure backlash. It was a good amount of backlash. But at the same time, I was actually surprised with how much love we was getting. Because it was like, they honestly, as a content creator, all they want is good content. So, you know, in the comments, I'm seeing comments like, oh, like, it was good content. I love y'all. We gonna follow y'all. We looking forward to more. And then you got the ones like, oh, he was targeting this. He was targeting that. I'm unfollowing him. And it's just like, we paid more attention to the good than the bad. So honestly, in my opinion, we got more good out of it. Comments never really, you know, other people's opinions and stuff, you know, it don't really get to me because I done been through the works with that. So it's just like a lot of good came out of it. So, you know, I'm just blessed for that, you know.
Yeah, you did smart by not like paying attention to negative, because when they come in, bro,
They'll tear you down.
It's easy to get into it, get sucked into it, like, especially when you're going viral. It don't even matter if you go viral for a good thing, like something that's really like somebody graduated from high school and they're gonna be like something about that video they're gonna hate on it. It's like how do you hate on that? Like how do you find a way? But they do. But nah, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So I'm glad that worked out for you though, bro. You know what I'm saying? So how's things going now?
Things going pretty good. So we after that, we pretty much just stay consistent with just posting and whatnot. So our pranks, we averaging about maybe like, I say 3K, just a video. We used to average about 200 views, you know what I'm saying? So in one day, averaging 3K views is actually pretty good. So, we just staying consistent right now with that. And then right now on the business side, I'm dealing with a lot of more on the business side because, I'm a barber as well. So, I'm just taking care of a lot of business right now, but at the same time, we're entertaining the pranks and, just posting the good content for the people for real. Everything's going pretty good. I ain't gonna lie.
That's good.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell me this, like when you think of the word success, what does that mean to you? Like, what do you consider successful to you?
Me personally, in my opinion, I don't look at success as a material thing. It's not really about, I'm the most famous person. I'm the most, richest person. Honestly, at that, it's just about how comfortable or how good do you feel in the position that you in. And it's like, if you like mentally are in a good spot, physically getting to that point in life to where you can say, okay, I'm satisfied. You know what I'm saying? Because success it's a lot of meanings in success.
Exactly.
To a lot of different people. You know what I'm saying? So,
I feel like everybody has their own.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Their own like internal definition of what it is.
Definitely.
Yeah, I would say success is where you get to the point in your life where, like you say, you're comfortable, and I feel like money has a lot to do with it because our world is like money is ran by money. Everything you do is about money. So you're in a place where you got the money you want, and you're able to give to the people around you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got a lot of money and you ain't helping nobody around you, I don't feel like you're really that successful.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So you're helping the people around you.
Like once you get to that point. Yep.
Right. You got to give back.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Maybe employ people if you're a business type. Employ people with good opportunities. Pay them right.
Exactly.
Don't be doing all that trying to get over on people. Paying them right. Making sure your kids, if you got kids, make sure they good. Make sure 100%. They set up for their future. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people get money and they could make moves like that and set up their children's future and they don't. And then it's like later on, it's like, dang, you did that, but you could have did this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like that's what success is to me. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's why I do this podcast and stuff. I want to have a voice. I want people to hear. I got something to say. I would like to benefit the world.
Definitely.
So like leaving my name in this world and not in a negative way. Like as like, oh wow. Like he did that stuff, and what he did, it helped humanity as a whole.
For sure, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's what success is, like helping the world, benefiting, being a beneficial person to society. You know what I'm saying? And, everybody has their own view on how that is, but I mean, you never know what's going to happen in life. But in one way, shape, or form, I feel like I will be an influential person in a positive way.
Hey, man, I can say it from now, you know what I'm saying? You extremely influential for me, man. Like, shit, just walking in here, I'm like, like this is hard, but it's like, I understand exactly what you're coming from.
Hell yeah, appreciate that too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I feel like it didn't really take much. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like to do stuff, it's just about just doing it. It's like
like you said. I remember you used to come to me. You know what I'm saying? We used to have our talks and stuff. I remember you was telling me about this. He was like, yeah, man, I'm getting ready to get this started, this podcast. And it was like, man, you came far with it, bro. Like honestly, I'm sure everybody that's watching is motivated by it, bro. For real.
For real, hell yeah. I remember I told you that, yo.
Yeah, hell
and
yeah.
I was just like, I thought about it and I was like, all right, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Put this whole thing together within like a month. You know what I'm saying? From the moment I decided I'm going to do it, like within like 3 weeks, I had my first episode. Like when we appreciate that. Like when we painted these walls, like the next day we shot the first episode.
Yeah, that's real dope.
It was like boom, boom.
How'd it go?
It went good. It went real good.
That's dope.
Real good. So yeah, everything's been good. So hit you with a different topic. If you could have grew up in any time in history, whether it be in any time, when would it be now or would you grow up another time?
I'm not gonna lie, I always wanted to be a 90s baby. I just missed it, but I always wanted to be one.
Oh, you missed it, huh?
I just missed it. I was born in 2002, so it was like I got all brothers and sisters from the 90s. And just hearing the stories and the excitement when they talk about the 90s, just like, dang, I just missed it. Should have been there. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? The 90s, I'll definitely go back to the 90s.
Yeah. No, the 90s were good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
90s were dope.
What you think? What you think was the best year in your opinion?
In the 90s?
Like just back then in general.
I was young, so I mean, just living in that time though, and seeing like the world how it was.
How now it's different and everything.
Yeah, because one of the biggest differences, is technology.
Oh, yeah,
the internet,
huge
phones, it just changed everything, bro. Like to the point where it's like, wow. And if you grew up in the 90s, you would have seen the world before that. Like, I mean, you probably don't remember the world much before phones.
Nah, not too much. Once I started getting a real functioning brain, I was probably like 2005.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff was already out.
So phones were, I want to say, like smartphones were just coming out.
Okay.
Like when you were probably in 05, I want to say that they probably came out a couple years later. They didn't just come out. Smartphones weren't even out.
Cool. What was it? It was what, the Blackberries?
Yeah, Blackberries like stuff like that. Yeah, like they didn't have the screen and shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, so you kind of seen the world a little bit before, but barely. You know what I'm saying? You really saw this world like we are today, but like the original phones and stuff like yeah. But yeah, the 90s is like different because like we would go outside and play. You know what I'm saying? Like we would go out and be with our people. No phone. Couldn't call. Nobody could track you or hey, where you at? You couldn't call me. Like when I was a kid, you couldn't call me. Like your mom couldn't call me. Yeah. My mom couldn't call me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're gonna call when you do, and that's why we got whooped. You know what I'm saying? Because we would show up whenever. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, back then, man, you would get a real punishment. Nowadays, you're like, I'm gonna take your phone.
Exactly, and that's like the worst punishment. You're gonna take the phone.
When they throw the biggest fits, bro, it's be like, man, y'all ain't that mad over that phone, bro.
Back in the day, it would be like you can't go outside.
Yeah.
Oh, when you can't go outside,
it's over with. It's over with. You don't even want to talk to nobody. It's just like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna stay in my room then. Like I don't want to go downstairs. So
but nowadays, if you tell a kid stay at home and you let them have their phone, they're like, all right,
they good. They don't want to go nowhere. They do not want to go nowhere. And then sit there in that same spot for like 10 hours, bro.
10 hours straight.
Literally playing the game, bro. Playing Roblox or something. It's like, damn.
We played games, but we didn't care about it was like we only played the game when we would be playing with our people. Because back then it wasn't multiplayer.
Online,
like there was online, but it wasn't like today's online.
Yeah,
so it was like playing, it was kind of lame, you know what I'm saying? So like we would just fucking play with our people. Like we're gonna play Madden
who you with
side by side. We're gonna play Fight Night. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Bro. It's like now it's like, all right, bro, shit, you on the game? Get on the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you playing with each other. Like, we didn't have headsets and shit. So if we played the game, there was no headset. You just playing. You ain't talking. I promise you. Can't talk.
Y'all right next to each other anyway, shit.
Exactly. I'm talking about like even when you played online, like back then, they didn't really have headsets.
They ain't had no headsets, nothing.
So you if you're gonna play Madden, you're not gonna talk to them.
You gotta text them. You gotta text them.
Yeah, you like, hey, bro.
Somebody, F your mom. I'm like, come on, bro. Why you just say that? Like, I beat you, but what's up, man? Like, you took it personal. I'm like, man, hey, Xbox came a long way. PlayStation came a long way.
Long way, bro.
Long way, bro. It's crazy because they tried it. The Wii and stuff had their little run, but, man, everything, bro. Technology in general, bro, is growing fast.
It's changed. So I would say that's like the biggest difference between the 90s and 2000s. The kids, they don't know what it's like. I feel like social skills were so much better back then. Like it was like people nowadays, like these kids, like they're growing up and they don't even like, especially VR coming out.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
That shit. I'm like, my son been asking me like, can I get VR? I'm like, no, you ain't get. That's the one thing you ain't getting. And I don't like not to diss anybody who does VR. Like it's not that. It's just like you're a kid. I need you to be outside.
Yeah, see what reality is.
Exactly. I don't need you to grow up in another reality, and then now you got to go out and get money. And you're like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like virtual reality should be for adults. Just because they already understand the world,
play around and stuff. Yeah.
Like, because if you give it to the kid and they have it at their house, they're going to do it all the time.
But honestly, as a kid, just like you said, if they get a hold of it, that's gonna be their reality in their eyes. As they grow older, they're gonna be so used to it.
So they're gonna find a way to get paid on there.
For sure.
They're gonna be like in the Matrix.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. They like programming these kids nowadays, bro. Right. Even with the music and everything, you know what I'm saying? It's all programming. So it's like,
that was actually a topic I want to get into, so we can jump straight into that. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, I'm gonna bring this up. Like, I don't think we realize how much the music industry actually does control us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like we hear about it. We hear about the music industry is controlling us, this and that. But you got to realize, like, if let's say the pharmaceutical company is they're short on sales this year. You know, they're not getting as many sales. So what happens? Next thing you know, Future drops a song, Molly Percocet. You know what I'm saying? Everybody starts talking about doing pills in their songs. Who's benefiting from this? The pharmaceuticals. Like, you don't think that that was a coincidence?
I promise you.
And it changes the culture, because not everybody wants to do drugs. You know what I'm saying? And that was the agenda, to make more sales to the pharmaceutical, as well as get people on drugs, to get them a little bit more confused and not focused on, like, oh, they're doing this type of stuff.
Exactly.
Oh, I don't know, because I'm on a perk. Exactly. I don't know what the hell you talking about. The news?
Even if they knew, I promise they wouldn't care off the perk, man.
Exactly. They wouldn't. And even if they heard it,
I promise
they're
you,
like,
man.
They forgot. They woke up the next day and they're like, oh, you seen that there was that bombing? Like, what? They didn't even know.
I promise you.
So, but that's one agenda. Then you got the agenda like, okay, now I want y'all to sell drugs, trapping, trap music. Now, what's the agenda here? Oh, we got to fill these prisons up.
Exactly.
These prisons are out here. We buying prisons. They're not full. Hey, put out that trap music. You know what I'm saying? That trap music gonna get them locked up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's too peaceful right now. We need to get some violence going on. Man, we got to drop a hit. We need to start pushing music where people are doing shooting. You know, I'm talking about shooting and killing.
Exactly.
It's like and it's like it's not about how Future or whoever is making the music. It's about what song did they put on the radio.
Yeah,
which song is a hit.
Exactly.
Because the hit isn't about how good the song was. The hit is about somebody said this is the one, and they put it on the spins. They knew how many spins it was going to take, how many streams it was going to take to get on the billboards, the top 10, top 5. Like, we need to push this many spins, this many plays. It'll be in the top 5, and now it trickles down to the artists. Because do you feel like it's the artist's fault why this happens?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. I say it's more so just it's kind of like just going with what, you know, they offer you pretty much. It's just like, okay, are you willing to take this to promote this? And it's like, so I mean, at the end of the day, he has a choice, but nah, I don't blame it on the artist at all.
Well, so you got to look like this. From the artist's perspective, I'm over here making music. I'm doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? And then you got like, I'm making music about what's currently about. Let's say that right now we're all making music about popping pills.
Right.
Which I don't even make music like that. Let's just say it is. So I'm making music about popping pills. All of a sudden it comes out like all the music that's hitting right now, they're all talking about shooting.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So if I keep doing music about popping pills, and then that's not gonna go if now they're only talking about shooting. So now I go ahead and be like, you know, I'm gonna make a song about shooting some shit. So I make a song about that, and then so it's not like as an artist, I'm just trying to go. We don't realize
because you know what's going on.
Exactly. We know what's trending. Exactly. We don't realize that there's a reason why that song's trending. Yep. It's not trending just because it's a hit.
Yeah,
it's trending because it was chosen to trend from a certain. And maybe not every song, but a couple songs, the ones at the top, they were chosen to trend. So you're trying to just basically stay with the trend. So the artists are just following the wave. They don't realize they're literally pushing the agenda for the people.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? Like they're just trying to make a hit too.
That's what it is.
And that's how it works. So a lot of people say, like, look at the artist, like, hey, man, why are you making that type of music? What's wrong with you, man? You're making more crime. You're making this go on. You're disrespecting women, whatever. And they're like, bro, I'm doing it because look at every song on the radio. If I make a song about Jesus walks, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's not as common as you would, especially like if you want to go viral, you know what I'm saying? Just like you say, you got to rap about what's going on now. What's they, like, you know what I'm saying, their agenda of what to rap about now. So it's just like you said, even with the female artists, it's like even the females are talking about going out here on drive-bys and catching bodies, bro. And it's like easily, bro, going viral. Easily going
so
viral.
I feel like I'm kind of confused because a lot of times when we're in the agenda, sometimes we don't realize it. It'd be like afterwards, we look back, we're like, oh shit, now I know what was really going on. But like right now, I don't really understand it. But one thing I know for sure is they're basically making the black women as a whole look bad.
Exactly.
I mean, basically, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Way
It's
over
bad,
sexualized.
It's bad.
And I like, what does that do? So we know that's what they're doing, but what's the effect? So you don't really know the effect of something when it's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't, when you get shot, You don't know how bad it's gonna hurt you when it heals.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You just know you got shot. We just know that this is what's happening. We don't know what's gonna happen afterwards. If we're gonna have a whole different society. But like women dating in this day and age, it's so much different. Bro. It's terrible, bro. Like
you really gotta take a shot. You just gotta tell your favorite, hey, please stop. Like you just gotta tell them, like, hey, please stop at this point, because it's bad, bro. It's real bad. It's
like I keep seeing all these posts about they don't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory from the first date.
I seen that.
And it's just like, bro, like that's actually a pretty nice place to go on a first date.
Yeah,
for a first date, like nice I mean, because you don't just bring someone that you don't know. Like, hey, you want to go to like whatever the nicest restaurant, like you know what I'm saying? Like, because Cheesecake Factory, Benihana, I mean, maybe Benihana's a little nicer, but man, they're about the same.
They got a comparison for sure.
They got a comparison
for sure.
You feel me? So like, where do I got to take you then? If Cheesecake Factory, if I can't take you to Benihana Cheesecake Factory, where the hell are we supposed to be going here? You know what I'm saying? I got to take you to heaven. Like,
at this point, I promise you, bro, that's the only thing left. I seen that same video and was crazy. My girl used to beg me to take her to the Cheesecake Factory, and it's like, so when we finally went, she actually enjoyed it to where it's like, if I'd have took you on that on the first date, you would have loved me 10 times more. It's like, Cheesecake Factory, man, what?
Exactly. So for they to be saying that the Cheesecake Factory is just not good enough, I'm like, now I'm starting to look at the effect of the music. You know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted. These female artists are fire. Like their flows, their deliveries are crazy. Yep. Like they like Cardi B. I be hearing her rapping. I'd be like, yo, I don't love every lyric she says. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? But I just be listening to Phlo. I'm like, man, she don't really sing rap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's not singing. Yep. She's just rapping. And she's going crazy.
Would you say that Cardi B started this era of rappers, female rappers? Who do you think, in your opinion, started the era of female rappers?
I was actually thinking about this the other day. I think it was Cardi B. I think that like we had Dej Loaf. Yep. Okay, we had Dej Loaf. Then we had Young M.A. Right?
Young M.A. Yep.
So those were two female artists that came out, and and Young M.A. specifically, who was more so rapping. Dej Loaf was going crazy. So we had two like female. I guess Dej Loaf is still like on the sing rapping, but I guess she's still kind of rapping.
Right.
So I feel like they kind of like started opening the door. Like even though of course we've always had Nicki Minaj and all these female artists, stuff like that. But I feel like Nicki Minaj was like the only like female artist who was really doing anything for a long time, right?
For a long time, I promise.
And then you had like Dej Loaf come out, and then you had Young M.A. come out, and it was like, okay, we got some more female artists coming out here. You know what I'm saying? You had like, and then Cardi went like a little bit later on, some years later, Cardi B came out, and she really like, because she was talking about like, Young M.A. wasn't doing that type of music.
Yeah.
Dej Loaf wasn't the type of music. Cardi B was talking about all that crazy shit. You know, all like the similar to the music we hear today. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, so I feel like she started this wave of female artists for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Like she was like, other artists opened the gate, opened the door, and she just came in and she was like this. And the thing is, it's like, I wouldn't say that Cardi B's the worst one. Some of these other ones are coming out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm a scammer. They're just trying to scam all these dudes, and it's like that's every song. I'm like, what message are you trying to put across? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to get married one day, that's not how. And all that stuff you said ain't gonna get you married.
We was just talking about that. It was like, oh, would you marry a girl, you know what I'm saying, if she got signed to the label and was a rapper and stuff like that, you know, pretty much like, what's her name? Sexy Red and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nah, I don't even, me personally, I wouldn't even, I don't know. It's just, to me, I don't know. I'm high as hell, though.
Nah, facts. Would I marry, like, I don't know if I could marry a female rapper.
Yeah.
I mean, and no offense to any female rappers, I think y'all dope, but it's just like, I don't know if I could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, my fiance is a singer. You know what I'm saying? So, and singer's one thing. With these female rappers, like, different. It's just like, when you really understand, like their come up and, like, all the stuff that be going on, it's like, I don't know if I really want to, it's just like, it's too much going on. I just don't, I like to trust my girl.
Yeah, for sure.
If I can't trust my girl, and it's like, it's not only about trusting your girl, it's like all the people that are around her, like trying to get these opportunities, the stuff they expect from these female artists.
And they got to be around it.
And they be expecting like more than just, sometimes they might have to give something up and put it like that. You feel me? Sure. And I don't want to have to worry about, I like to have a peace of mind. If I got to worry about every time you went and did some stuff like for your music, went to the studio, went on tour, whatever, I got to sit and wonder like, dang, what did you have to do? I don't want to even have to deal with that. So it's like, that's why I couldn't do it. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's not really a trust thing, or I think they're bad people or nothing like that. I just feel like I would mentally just be going. Same reason why it'd be hard to date a stripper for me. Because it's like every time they go to work, I'm like, damn, did someone throw you a rack? Exactly. You came home with an extra rack.
Why he give you so much? Why?
Yeah, exactly. He just felt like it, or was there like an expect? Did you do something?
For real.
It's like it's not the same thing, but I'm just saying like it's the same type of thought that like I have to worry about it. I just want to be comfortable. I want to be chilling. I don't want to be worrying about that you suck somebody's dick tonight. You know what I'm saying? I promise you. So that's my reason. You know what I mean? It's for some people. It's for some people. Me personally, it just ain't for me.
Man, listen. I don't blame you at all.
Now, if we're like together, like a group, we're always like me and you rap, we do our music together, and everywhere we go is together, then maybe I feel better about it. But like if we're like, I'm over here, you're over here, and we doing this, it's like, I
can't do it. Don't sign me up.
Exactly. I can't sign up for that shit. So on another subject. So have you ever heard of the Mandela effect?
Mandela effect, I have, and
how do you feel about it?
I don't know much about it. It's like I know a lot about it, but I don't know much about it, if that makes sense. I know it's a lot deeper than what I even know about it.
Do you believe it?
100%. It's crazy because it's like sometimes I send like my girl, my mom, like little how they be having the pictures of how things was before and how it is now.
Yeah.
And I be sending them pictures. They be like, that was how it was. That was how. And I think the biggest thing was, you remember when they did the Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that one when it was like, it used to be spelled with a K.
Yeah.
Instead of just 2 C's or whatnot. And now that I think, it's just like...
It was.
Like, I promise you.
It was.
And it's like, it's crazy because you could sit there and think, but it's just like, when you got that feeling, it's like, okay, why would you even have that feeling that it used to be a K?
Why do so many people remember it a certain way?
Exactly. It's weird to me, bro.
It's so weird. And then what's also weird about it is like, why... I've actually met a couple people who remember it the other way. They remember it the way that they tell us.
Right.
All of them.
Yeah.
And then there's people like me or you who remember it the other way.
Yeah, I promise.
So I'm like, why is there 2 kinds of people?
Exactly.
But it's not 3 though. It's not like someone else. Well, I remember being chicken fillet. There was this.
No, that's completely different.
You know what I'm saying? Like if someone's up there, like I remember chicken fillet.
All right, then. Now you gone, bro. Like I don't even know what to tell you.
You feel me? But the fact that there's only 2, it's either this or this.
It's that one letter. It's just that one letter.
Exactly. And so it's like, why does people remember it differently, and why is there only 2? Yep. So that's where you start thinking like, how?
Exactly.
Exactly. So then you gotta think about like, well, what could cause such a thing? So it's like some people say that like we in a different dimension. Like this isn't the dimension that we grew up in, right? So what could have happened was when or however this dimension thing swapped, and we went to another dimension.
Right.
Some of them stayed. It wasn't like let's say there's 2 worlds going on right here.
Yeah.
There's the world we were in, and there's the world we're in.
Right.
And then like everybody in each world swapped, but it wasn't like that because some of these people remember it this way.
Yeah.
So some of the people didn't swap. So you could be dating somebody right now who grew up in a different dimension. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you might be on to something right now.
You feel me? Or what if you had a kid and your kid didn't swap? You're like, I remember it this way. It's like, whoa, hold up. Who are you? I ain't raised you.
Bro, that's crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
It gets deep. So this goes into another topic I was in. We talked about this in the barbershop, actually, when you was giving me a cut. But nah, bro. So we talked about the simulation.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna bring this back up.
Bro, real quick, before you know what's so crazy? After we had that conversation, I don't know if you ever seen Free Guy. You ever seen the movie?
Mm-mm.
Man, it's Free Guy. So basically, he found out he was stuck in a computer, and he was a whole viral video game the whole time. And it's crazy. That was that same night, bro, that we talked about that.
Really? You watched that movie?
It popped up.
Oh, really?
It just popped up. Like, in my view, I'm like...
It's called Free Guy?
It's called Free Guy, and he's basically stuck in a video game. I gotta see this. And you remember we was talking about it. Yeah. We was like, oh, what if we in a video game, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And it's like, bro, why did that just pop up after we just talked about that? Like, that's crazy, so crazy. Bro. It's crazy.
So I just want to tell the viewers about this one more time since they don't know. So let's just think, like, like, people say how we live in a simulation. It's like, what does that mean? Like, why would somebody make a simulation? Like, what if the simulation that we're living in is a video game, okay? And we're living here, right? And it's like when you play like GTA, you know, and you see this crazy guy walking down the street with a gun and shit,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And then you, what was I gonna say? And then they bump into you. You're like, hey, watch out! You bump into somebody and that dude says, hey, watch out. What if that person who said watch out is us? Mm-hmm. Because if someone bumps into me, I'm going to say watch out, and then I'm going to keep walking. They bump into you and they just walk away.
Man, what's up, bro? Like, why you just hit me? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Now, what if this is a much more advanced version of GTA, and we are the NPCs. We're living our life. We're doing this podcast right now. We're cutting hair. We're doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? But when you see that crazy guy driving down the street, going 100 miles per hour, and the cops are chasing him, the helicopter's coming, that's the main character of the video game. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's the guy who's the main character, all right? You know, or whoever. Oh my God. Whoever is the character. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if that's the case, right? But it gets deep. After we had the conversation, I started thinking about it more.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute. Okay, they say there's alternate dimensions. There's all these different dimensions.
Right.
But I get so confused because I'm like, why the fuck is there alternate dimensions of the same world over and over? Like, I just need to, like, when people tell me things, I try to think about how does it make sense? Like, why?
Yeah.
If you can't tell me why, I just be like, everything has a why. Right. Everything in like why is this hoodie black? Like why? Because they made it black. It's a very good reason why this is black because they dyed it black. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't have to wonder like how the heck does it get black?
Yeah.
Like that's magic. No, we know they dyed it black. Exactly. It's not a question. So everything has a why. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck do we have a bunch of dimensions of what's running around in different worlds? Like what? Why? So I started thinking like, okay. So if this is a video game right here and we're living in it and there's multiplayer, there's a bunch of people out there playing, but and like when we think they're clones and shit, that person's a clone. Well, maybe they're just the video game. They're the avatar for the person playing. They're not a clone. They changed because whoever wanted to play the game, that's the character they chose. You see what I'm saying? And that's why they're acting different. You feel what I'm saying? So, but it gets deep like this.
Bro.
What if this right here is Jimmy's PlayStation 20 or whatever? You know what I'm saying? This is Jimmy's game. You feel what I'm saying? We're all playing here. This is Jimmy's console. But the other dimension, that's Joe's console. And the other dimension, that's Billy's console. Every single dimension is just somebody else's video game. They all own the game. It's another world. And all these dimensions are just other people's games. You feel what I'm saying? They're all playing at the same time.
Hey, man. You blow my mind with this every single time, bro. I be thinking about this all night after you say it, bro. It's like, because it all makes sense, bro. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about. I just seen a video of Shaq. You ever seen that video of Shaq?
Which one?
When he was doing you know how they do the post-game interviews and stuff? Mm-hmm. So he was up there talking with, all the other players and stuff, all the OGs. And out of nowhere, he just stopped moving. He was just sitting there, like, just staring, just, like, not moving. Everybody, like, looking at him, but they wasn't trying to say nothing. They just kept, like, giving them, like, that side eye, like, hey, like, something going on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was like, he popped back on just out of nowhere, like, a minute later, like, literally a minute later. It took him that long to pop back on. It was like, don't nobody else see that?
It's very odd, bro.
I promise.
It happens all the time with famous people.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't know what that is, bro. If it could be like we're speaking about a simulation. There could be some other things, you know what I'm saying? Like, because just to touch on one more point about the simulation, then we get into that. What if space... The reason why, because everybody says we can't go to space.
Right.
They have all these fake videos of space. I don't understand it. I don't know what to think about that. But let's say that the reason why we can't go to space is because the game don't go that far. The game ends. So you can see the star, we can look up and see it, but you can't go there. Yeah. It's just it's loaded as part of what we can see. It doesn't physically exist. So like you know how you're playing a game when you get to the edge of the map?
Right.
And it's like, oh, out of boundaries, go back, you're gonna die. That's what happens. When you get up that far, you see whenever you see a rocket go up, it always goes like this.
curves.
It curves as if it doesn't go straight out the atmosphere. What if it got to the edge and said beep beep? Like, oh, right start turning. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like, so it makes you think. Like, what if this is a simulation? And I don't really have to think much about that because I'd be like, yo, like. I want to be a person.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to have a soul.
Too much think about it. It's like,
there's no. If you prove to me it's a simulation, like if I do this podcast and someone sits down with me like, I'm gonna show you the evidence and we're gonna break it down, I'm gonna be like, dang.
No, I see that'll hit different. Yeah, that'll hit. If somebody really bring you receipts and show you, that might hit different.
Like my kids aren't people. They're just a computer game.
How would you feel?
I would feel like depressed. I would get depressed about it, bro. I would be unmotivated. I'd be like, well, what am I going so hard for? I'm just a video game. Like somebody else has the other console over there, and I'm over there doing the same thing. Like, what am I? I'm just a copy and pasted thing that was created to do what I'm doing. To just be here, like a detail in the background of someone else's game. So I would hate that. It would be depressing. Dang, that'd be crazy. But to go on to the point that you just brought up about like people on a whole different subject, like people glitching out, it's been happening a lot. And see, this is what I started thinking. I saw like to connect to the simulation. Has this always happened? Because like we have cameras everywhere, we catch everything, so we start seeing stuff. Like I might be sitting here and be like, man, motherfucker just glitched out. It just froze. Exactly. A random person. I didn't have a camera, so when I tell someone else that, they're like, yeah, bro, you was high, you was drunk. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But if I had a video of it, you're gonna be like, well, damn, like that person did glitch out. So you're seeing it more and more now. It's not only just famous people, though. It's also regular people, too.
Yeah, for sure.
But you do see it a lot with famous people. So you start to wonder. And that's where I start getting into the clone shit and all that. It's like, are these people even real? Because you got to realize like this. Famous people have power. Because when they speak, people listen. When I speak in this podcast and I say this stuff, I don't have enough clout or enough followers or enough movies or whatever for people to look at me and be like, oh, I believe him. Like, wow, that's legit. Yeah. That's legit. Phlo said that. Yeah. Oh, that he said it. That's it. That's. I'm not. I don't have that pull. But Shaq and I mean, he's just one example. There's a bunch of people who have that pull. For sure. So if you got them out here running their mouth freely, they're just like, oh man, I'm about to spill the beans. I'm about to tell everybody the truth. Ain't gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? So the easiest way to control somebody is to replace them with the clone that is gonna say only what was put inside of them, inputted. Like they don't just say whatever. Yeah. They only they put a bunch of stuff for them to say inside of them. They can't say anything outside of that. You feel what I'm saying? So they're controlled. They can't spill no beans. Like they have too much power. Like the days of Tupac and where they had to go and kill everybody. Like they start talking too much. Like, all right, kill them because why? Because they had to stop them from. They had too much. They had too much. People were following a lot of these people, like to the point where they're like, "Yo, you saying too much? That's it." So nowadays they're like, "Man, we can't keep killing people no more." Because man, that shit, after Michael Jackson and stuff like that, they're like, "Bro, we can't kill no more." Like people on that level, like people know what's up. They're not dumb. The internet. So now they're like, well, look, let's just start replacing people. So I don't know if that's true, but then when you see these glitches, you start wondering, like, are you even a human?
Exactly.
Like, what are you?
Speaking of, when we was talking about Cardi B, I seen she came out and said, which was really strange, now that you said that, is she said that nowadays it seemed like everybody are robots. I'm like, why would she say that? She said nowadays it seems like everybody are robots.
Well, you want to know what's interesting is Cardi B's glitched out. Yeah, there's a video of her glitching out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's like, and they tell you that the easiest way to hide something is in plain sight. If somebody that glitched out says that, if you're someone like me, you're like, or like you, you're like, okay. Like, I don't know. I'm not dumb. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I'm pretty sure that you were trying to cover up something. Exactly. Like you said that because you glitched out. You know what I'm saying? And you are a fire artist. Like you're so damn good. Like, and I'm not saying that she couldn't be that good, but I'm just saying like you done progressed. Like you done got way better real fast. So it's like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like but if I'm wrong and she's not a clone or whatever, I mean, I think that it's still possible for her to have progressed that much in her music career. For sure. But I still feel like, hey, a little raising my eyebrow about like when she
it's just the little things that happen. Yeah. It's just like, it's just not normal. It's just like, all right, what is causing this type of stuff?
Like, are y'all on drugs? Exactly. But what drugs? Because I've seen people on drugs.
It just looked too controlled. It's weird.
Right.
It shouldn't look the
people
way it
on drugs don't do that.
No,
they might.
I promise
they might nod out for a minute, but they're not gonna just like
eyes wide open, just staring, stuck, nothing moving. Literally.
Like what? And it's been happening with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And it's
Same
like
way.
you can't overlook that. You can't just be like, oh man, I seen that shit, but she was tired or I mean she was high. It's like high on what?
All type of excuses.
Like I know you ain't high on weed, cause nah. And if like you high on like coke or something, you're not stopping. You're turned. You're not chilling. So on another topic, do you believe that it's possible that back before there was advanced civilizations? Like we're advanced right now. We have all this technology going.
Right.
Do you believe that it's possible that there was a previous time in history where we actually were
and they were more advanced or just advanced?
As advanced or more advanced?
I believe so. 100%. I definitely feel like we're 100% not the smartest and we won't be the smartest, you know what I'm saying? It's always going to be better once we are gone and only going to get better, but me personally, I 100% believe in the ancient civilization and whatnot, you know what I'm saying, having more technology, everything, that we got.
Because if you look at it like, who the hell built them pyramids?
Who?
Like,
exactly.
Them bitches are fire. Fire as hell. How the fuck y'all build them shits? You know what I'm saying? So I heard about this new theory that I don't know how new it is, but it's new to me. Have you ever heard of the Tartarian Empire?
I heard of it, but I'm not real familiar with it.
So there's this theory going around that at one point in time, the entire Earth was civilized with a whole civilization of the same people, like a whole empire that expand the whole globe. They lived everywhere, And the thing is that's interesting about this theory is that they think they built everything. They didn't only just build the pyramids. All them crazy churches you see in Europe that are super nice and sophisticated. You're like, how the fuck? They didn't build that shit. According to this theory. Right. I don't even know. I'm not even saying I believe it. I'm just saying that this shit, when I saw this other day, I started reading about it, I was like, yo. They're saying that these people built the Taj Mahal. They built the White House. They built... Sheesh. I don't know if they did or not, but just, if this theory is true, they built a lot of those churches in Europe. Because think about it, like these churches are so extensively nice.
They ancient. They still in great condition.
Exactly.
They're not getting no older.
Exactly. So it's like, how did these people do that? Like, it just doesn't even make sense. So that's what starts, like when I saw the theory, and they're saying that basically these people had the whole earth, they were living here. And then something happened. Some sort of disaster occurred. The theory that I saw that actually made the most sense, and I was like, yo, I feel that theory. But let's just say like back in like 12,000 years ago, a comet comes from space and hits the ice cap, like the area where like the North Pole is. But back then we were living in a ice age. There was more icy. There was more ice up there, and it's like a shitload of ice, like huge, like you look at the Earth, like a good portion of the top of it was just straight ice. Yeah. And this meteor hits it and it's huge and it's hot as fuck. Right. And it literally melts the ice, like a bunch of it at one time. Like it just hits the ice during the ice age and it just melts like however much ice. And that water, it's just all of a sudden there's a bunch of water. Yeah. And that water covers the earth. You know what I'm saying? It's a worldwide flood. And we hear about it, Noah's Ark. We hear about it, like almost every single ancient culture has a story about a flood. Like every one. Like, and maybe it wasn't just one flood. Maybe it was multiple floods that hit different parts of the earth. But that day, like it might have took years for it to cover the earth or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But when it hit, and it killed everything. Yep. Like it's like getting hit with something worse than a nuclear bomb. Yeah. Because the water just covers everything. Like houses like this are gone.
You know what's so crazy? It's just crazy sitting here thinking like, okay, at one point this was all covered in ice, bro. That's crazy. It's just like, all right, now look at what it is now compared to, you know what I'm saying, everything that did go on back then.
And with that being said, that why do we think it's impossible that if you go down far enough, you will find remains of a civilization?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we just probably didn't study far enough down, because if we got covered with water or with ice or whatever, like, it's just smashed. Like, if we were covered with ice, let's say, though most of the world was covered in ice, man, that shit's heavy, man. That shit would push down everything so far, smash it down. Because like, if let's just say we got hit with a flood, a worldwide flood, it's gonna knock down all the houses. Oh, yeah. These houses won't be here no more. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's too much weight. All that water, it's gonna tear everything. The only thing that's gonna still exist is like the shit we talked about, the pyramids, shit like the soup. Like, maybe some areas didn't get hit by floods, so they were luckily didn't get destroyed. So some of these places were preserved, you know, but a lot of places just got smashed down. So where a lot of people were living, we're like, we don't find any evidence of people living here. Well, I mean, damn, the shit got destroyed. Like it's gone. It got smashed down. We ain't searched. Like, we're not going down and digging down a mile or wherever. This shit could have been 1 million years ago. I mean, them pyramids might be 1 million years old. We try to act like we know. We don't know.
Exactly. Nah.
It's
a lot that they don't know about them pyramids.
Exactly. Like, what do you think they were?
Me personally, it's so crazy, bro. I done seen hundreds of theories, bro. Hundreds of theories on the pyramids. But my thing is, it's something about the triangle. So I feel like it got something to do with, just like you said, everything that's going on in the industry, all this stuff. Because why do, especially a celebrity in general, on a rising huge celebrity, they go to the pyramids? You know what I'm saying? They come out the pyramids feeling some type of way, and then they always throwing up the pyramid, you know, stuff like that. So it's just like, I feel like it's something about them pyramids that's like giving people power or something. But it's just like, I don't know. It's so many theories, bro. It's so many. What about you?
Actually, you just got me to thinking, bro. There is something about that triangle and that pyramid.
Yeah, for sure.
I believe that it's possible that it was a power plant, a source of power, a source of power that was wireless. It could shift power, move power of some sort, but without a wire. And that's why we don't find any wires or nothing like that, because they didn't need them. They found a way to do wireless power. And if you look into Nikola Tesla, he knew how he found how to do it.
Oh yeah, sure.
In the 1800s, he invented like a way to do power without wires, and it's harder to control. If I don't need wires and all that, like, it's harder to like figure out where the power went. Yeah. The wire, you know what the wire does? The wire tracks the power. So they know that the wire came from that power plant into this house because it came through the wire.
Yeah, the wire,
But if there's no wire, how do you track it? You see, and that's why they said no wireless power, because they can't track where it goes or who received it.
Is man preaching?
Yeah, you feel me? That's some shit right there.
They be blowing my mind, bro.
So they needed the wire to track where it went to charge your ass, because they're not doing shit for free.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no free power. It had to be free power. If they use a pyramid to shift power out that we could utilize, and then, you know, if they can't track where it went, it's got to be free. How do you charge somebody?
No, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
True.
So basically, unless you just charge people to live in the city, that's tax. Well, just taxes. Yep. Like, turn the power on to taxes. You know what I'm saying? You already do it anyway, but they didn't want to, because they want control. You know, they want to be able to shut your shit off. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, they can shut you off. They can be like, hey, man, flip your power off right quick if they wanted to. It's just a level of control.
It's crazy.
But see, so back to what is the pyramid? Like, why do I feel like the pyramid is still relevant to these days? Why is it on the back of the dollar bill? We're not Egyptian. Exactly. We didn't come from Egypt. Like our government wasn't established in Egypt. We aren't a province of Egypt. So why the fuck we got an Egyptian pyramid on the back of our dollar bill?
Exactly.
If you want to know what I think, bro, I think that there is orders or secret societies that have existed since before Egyptian times.
Right.
These people have ran the world, whether they were in front of everybody or behind the scenes. I think there's been different times where they have been in front as the actual leader of nations of the world, and there's been times where they had to go in hiding and become like now, where they're like behind the scenes. Like the president isn't openly part of this stuff.
Right.
but he's influenced by some of this stuff. Yep. So I would say that the reason why the pyramid is still a relevant thing in the music industry, on the dollar bill, etc., is because the organizations that exist have existed since those times. Yeah. They started then, and they found their way all the way across the world, and they've always ran stuff. Okay. And that's the symbology of the pyramid. But you just brought up a good point when you say that maybe there is. See, I don't really know much about like power or like magic or that type of thing, like auras and energy. Yep. I'm not I believe in that, a lot of that stuff. I'm not accepting everything, but I believe that I know there's energy because when I get around people, like when I get around you, I never felt bad energy. But if I did, I wouldn't have been around you.
Sense it, for sure.
You can sense it. So if I can sense it, it's real. Exactly. You don't sense. I don't smell good smells for no reason. Yeah. It has to be has to be some perfume or some food. Yeah. There's a reason I smell it, and there's also a reason why I sense a vibe. Exactly. It's not just in my head. So if it's there, it's real, right? Yeah, for sure. That's to me. That's how I look at it, right?
100%, yeah.
So there's definitely something to do with energy going on here. So I feel like it's possible that, I mean, in this world, so the pyramids maybe have some sort of energy. Maybe the triangle, all the stuff they do, maybe there is a power source that they're tapping into. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You got these pyramids. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Like, what's up with that? Like, I mean, obviously they did something. They weren't,
for sure.
Like, them bitches are immensely huge. Like, and they're so hard to build.
Too hard. I don't even see how if they was built in our time, I don't see how they built it. I don't see how they built it.
They say they can't build them.
Because when did they say that it was built?
They say they were built like 4,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago. But I'm like, bro, like, the problem I have with that is like, okay, y'all built that, but that's it.
Exactly.
That's it. Exactly. Y'all just built these crazy grand pyramids, and that's it. Where's the city at?
Yep. Like you didn't, like you said, like what underneath our surface. Ain't no telling how deep the pyramids get.
We don't know. A lot of people think the pyramids go down really far. This blocked off. Bro. So we don't know like how far deep it goes. What if that was part of the land? Like right now, we just see the land where the like if it's a diamond shape, let's say
that's the top of it.
That's just the top of it.
I promise you.
The top half. Yep. So how much of it was exposed back then? What if it goes like this and it goes back out? Yeah, and that's why it's able to stand up because it's like a diamond shape. Then it goes down underneath. It's a whole castle.
I promise you.
And it's the top of it. And it's like, and there's a whole city. Yep. And maybe they know it. They just don't want to tell us. See, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't fit their agenda. So it's like, and you start realizing maybe they know. Maybe they know like something. And, you know, they know something, and there's so much stuff. Like, there's so many, like, possible theories as to why they wouldn't want us to know. Like, who was running the world? Like, if it was Africa, because Africa has some of the grandest,
for sure,
ancient civilization 100%. Structures. So, with that being said, maybe they ran the world, and maybe look who's in charge. Maybe they don't want people to know how powerful Africa was. Exactly. What if Africa ran the whole world? What if that Tartarian Empire stuff I was talking about was real and Africa was the base and they ran the world, but Africa, they don't want people to know that. Because think about it. Like just look at America. Like to go on another subject. Look at America. Look at like most black people in America. They don't really know where they come from.
No, not at all.
If you be like, hey, what tribe you from? What country you from? Most white people know. Well, oh man, my mom's from Denmark and my aunt's from England. Yeah. They be knowing. So what you think that's by accident?
Nah, I promise.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I believe that Africa ran the world.
100%.
Like it's kind of obvious to a certain extent.
Very obvious. Just the way they try to cover it up to make it seem like, you know, on these commercials and stuff, how Africa this bad, Africa this. Right. They try to downshame Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they be like, give the money to the kids, exactly. And the kids look like they probably handpicked the worst out of the village. Because I was just interviewed a girl who grew up in a village in Africa, and she you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't get that type of vibe. Like when I talked to her, I didn't get the vibe. I mean, of course, there's bad places, you know what I'm saying? No doubt about it. But I'm just saying they try to show us on TV like, hey, this is it.
They don't show no good.
They don't show no good. And when me not really knowing much about Africa as a kid, when I realized they have like huge cities like New York, I'm like, bro, I don't know why, but when I was a kid, it just didn't make it seem that way.
You ever been to Africa?
I've never been to Africa.
Man, I promise you, bro.
You been there?
Gotta go. I ain't never been there yet, but man,
I would love to go. I would love to go to Egypt and other. I would love to at least hit like 3 or 4 different areas of Africa just to see. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard it's beautiful, and I heard that they have huge cities. All that it's not like what they try to like. I don't know why they don't show us that side of Africa. They try to make it seem like you go out there, a lion gonna eat you.
You know how the worst time of your life. You gonna nothing but nature, and it's just all type of crazy like sceneries. They try to make it seem like Africa is, and it's just like nah.
It's not true. I mean. Yeah, it could happen, and you can get eaten by a mountain lion
Depending
here.
on where you go, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You can get eaten by a mountain lion in America. Like it could happen.
Sure.
You can get killed by a snake right here.
Exactly.
An alligator could eat you right now in Houston because they have alligators here. I mean, if you fuck around and find out, and you know what I'm saying.
And I was that type of fuck around and found out, man.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's crazy, bro. So I feel like there's something there. But yeah, I definitely feel like there's something that's not right about that, and I feel like I don't know, they're hiding something. Yeah, there's just plain. There's no way that people can doubt it.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. They've been hiding so much, bro. It's crazy, man. And that's why I said, like, if you're not the type to pay attention to some of the stuff that's in our right in front of our faces, you honestly just gonna be left out on. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's truly going on.
Facts, and that's one of the reasons why I do this podcast. Just for the people who are paying attention. Hey, here's a spot to see what's going on. We'll go in depth with it. Also, if y'all have any comments, you know what I'm saying, anything y'all want us to talk about, let me know. I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, I like to go into some of these topics. I feel like a lot of people close their minds to it. They don't really see what's really going on.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's so much stuff in the world that people need to look into. You know what I'm saying? This being one of those topics, like Africa. Like, what's the real history here? Why do they try to hide it? You know what I'm saying? Like, there was this huge deal about Cleopatra and saying, oh, she was a white woman, all that stuff. I'm like, that's cool and all. Right. That's fine. If she was white, cool. But man, let's really focus on the real truth though about Africa. This is deep. Sure. Like that's irrelevant. Like one white women with power, Cleopatra, whatever. But there's how many much more history are we missing? Yeah. Like why don't we hear about any of the dynasties that happened? Like all we know about is Egypt. But do you know that there's all these other huge like powerful civilizations like Kush? I think it was Penut, like Kush, Kemet. There are all these different but why don't we don't learn about that in school?
Yeah, not at all.
Like the only thing we learn about is Egypt, barely.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's like why?
Yep.
But we learn all about Europe in depth.
All the Britain and all them England. You know what I'm saying? All them places, man.
And there's nothing wrong with learning about that.
Not at all.
But I'm just like, why are we just like focusing so much on
and
that?
Nothing else, yeah.
When I know y'all know more about what's over here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like there's a reason. You know, it's like, and that's where I started to be like, yo, like come on now, like it's.
And now it's extremely obvious now though.
You know, it is.
It got to that point now.
Yeah, there was a time when it wasn't that obvious.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, but now it's like, bro, like we see what's going on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the world's getting to a point now where it's like we're realizing like, yo, the gig is up. We're not falling for no more, bro. Yeah. Like we know like 9/11 probably was an inside job.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we know that you can't. Like I can go. List goes on forever. We know now. Like we watch the news and we're like, there was a time like when our parents and our parents' parents would watch the TV, be like, you see what happened in the news? Yeah. That's what happened. Yep. That's what happened. No, but what about no? I don't know. You saw the news, right? If it wasn't the news, it ain't right.
It ain't happened.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, people. Like, some people are still like that.
No, I promise you, still like that to this day. It's like, you know what I'm saying. The stuff on the news, I feel like ever since like 2020, that's when most of the stuff came out. It was like, okay, now either, you know, we got time to really sit on our phone and scroll, you know what I'm saying? So we seeing all this stuff about when COVID first came out, you know, a lot of stuff got exposed, but you just had that one group watching the news. Careful with COVID, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah.
Did you get the vaccine?
Yeah, exactly. Did you do this? Did you, like, don't go there. Don't. Like,
hey, wear your mask. Stay 6 feet deep, 6 feet away.
Here without a mask.
It's like, why 6 feet though? Like they say it's like when you die, you gotta go 6 feet. 6 feet. It's like, oh well, it's like, what's the relevance here? And why 6?
What's up with it?
Like we heard 6 is like an evil number. Like what's up with this 6 shit?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything. Why not 5? Why not 7?
Right.
Why not 4? Oh, 6.
Shit, if we being technical, you really not supposed to get 6 feet if you got some shit like that. But
I know, right? Like if you got a deadly disease, you need to stay about 60 feet, motherfucker. Because if you 6 feet away from me, you coughing, it's a windy day.
It's gonna come to you.
Yeah,
it's gonna come to you.
It's gonna
right
come
up under
to
the mask.
Yeah, mask and all. It's gonna go right through that shit. I need you to be 60, 600, 6 miles. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here. That's 6 feet. Like, what's up? Like 6 feet? Like, first of all, but the whole thing, though, and you're right, though. They made a mistake. They should never did COVID. Because all of us were like this generation right here, we're not on that shit.
We didn't care. Nobody cared.
But it's not even that. It's like we're not hearing that shit.
No,
like we're the rebels. We're like, yeah, right. Yeah, right, bitch. Yeah, I saw the news. Like our parents are like, hey, did you see the news? Man, fuck the news. You know what I'm saying?
Bro. I promise, you trying to tell them, please don't watch the news. Like they lying to y'all. But it's like the news know how to try to, you know what I'm saying, brainwash a lot of people.
If you watch it enough times, I don't know if it's like a sound, like a something going on in the background, like a frequency. Like I don't know what it is, but if you watch, I don't care how smart you are. You watch that news enough times, you finna believe it.
I promise you.
Why? How?
I promise you.
What's going on here? They got some triangles in the background and invisible. You know what I'm saying?
It was one time I found out the news was truly fake is when I started doing my own research on things. It's like, okay, this person that tell me this, like, oh yeah, bro, so I'm supposed to believe you, but the news is saying this. So, you know, I just pretty much started doing my own research, and that's when you started seeing all the lies. It was just like, okay, now I know for a fact y'all lying about this, so now what else is y'all lying about? You know what I'm saying?
So if this is the news, this is supposed to be the true, like, you guys fact checked it, y'all
believe us,
y'all
trust
made
us,
it.
And this
yeah,
and this,
you're like, you want me to trust you with the information, and then it comes out that all that shit's bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like ain't nobody gonna believe that no more.
So I can't. If you lied to me one time, 2-3 times, it's like, all right, I can't believe anything you say. You know what I'm saying? Like once, like really after one lie. But if it's your homeboy, you're like, all right, you know what? You get one more. You get we argue about. You get one more shot. They lie again. It's like I can't. So why do we treat the news different? Why do we treat the government different? Like we know you done lied a bunch of times. Why would we ever? And that's how this generation thinks.
Right.
We're like, nah, bro. You done lied enough times. We ain't dumb.
Honestly, the biggest thing for me was what like broke me was like that moon landing, bro. When they came out and proved that it wasn't real, it was just like, all right, you know what? For them to fake something that big.
Well, see, the thing is like it's never been proven it wasn't real.
Oh, it hasn't?
No.
Okay.
But I would say it looks like it may not have been real. I mean, bro, here's the thing. Have you seen the new Indian moon landing?
Indian moon.
You need to look it up on YouTube,
I'm
bro.
Check it out.
The Indian moon landing looks like the fakest thing ever. It looks like a video game. It just happened. It just happened like a couple months ago. They landed on the moon, bro. And like it looks like some fucking old school movie where it's like lands.
Bro, they gotta stop, bro. They gotta stop.
I'm like, bro, come on, man. Like, just stop. Like, if y'all ain't going to space, just we don't care.
Exactly. Just say it.
Like, we don't care.
Honestly, everything that's going on, bro, it's to the point. It's like, bro, just what the fuck is it? Like, honestly, just tell us. Bro.
Just tell us, bro. Because if you went to the moon or not, we don't really give a fuck.
We don't care.
Like we're not going. Like, we're not going.
I'm not taking my ass up there.
You feel me? So whether you win or not, it ain't gonna change my life.
You, bro.
You feel me? So just be real. Like we're not on that shit no more. It's a new world. Like, did you go or not? If you didn't go, all right, bitch, stop playing.
Exactly.
But since you admitted it, because it's like this: if your homeboy lied to you, and you come to him, you're like, bro, you lied to me. They say, man, I did, bro.
And then told you everything.
All right, cool. You know what? All right, man, don't do that again. That's how I feel about the government.
Exactly.
If you come out like, man, we lied, maybe I'll trust you one day. But at this point, you just keep lying, man.
Yeah, even when we call them out, it's like now they got this thing called fact check on all social medias.
Right.
It's like if you post something, they'll fact check it and they'll cut it off. And it's crazy because it's like I be seeing stuff and then it'll be like, oh, you gotta click this to uncensor it because of a fact check. So, you know, I uncensor and read it. And it's like, it sounds like something that would be 100% true. And it's like, why did y'all fact check it? You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like,
it'd be some really obvious shit that you know is true.
Receipts,
all the receipts in the video. And it says fact check.
Exactly.
They've looked into that shit, bro. I was listening to some different interviews. Like, them shits are not done by official shit, bro.
Nah.
Like, I don't need, like, let me put it like this. If I were to open up a social media platform right now, and it's called The Facts, and it's the new fucking thing, and I'm speaking fact. Yeah. Like we talking facts in this motherfucker. It ain't no bullshit. Like we talking facts
for sure.
Like if the government comes to me and they say, "Hey, look, y'all talking facts," you're done. You're done, unless you do this fact checking thing. You let our people come up in here and fact check.
Yep.
What you gonna do? Like, look, as a matter of fact, we'll pay you. Shit, we'll cut you a check for $1 million a day, and every month we'll cut you however many millions you'll agree to. But we're gonna fact check your shit, or you're done. Make a choice. You're done, or you're gonna take our millions. What you gonna do?
And you see, they try to do that to Nick Cannon, right? I don't know if did you see that? How they took Wildin' out from him and everything.
Yeah. Do you know why?
They come out with that movie, right?
The Dr. Sabi movie. Yeah, I just talked about this in with Chaz when I interviewed Chaz. Okay. Yeah, bro, that's what happened. Yeah, like he said that he was gonna finish Nipsey Hussle's mission, which was to make sure that Dr. Sabi documentary. For those of y'all that don't know, they wanted to put out the Dr. Sabi. Nipsey Hussle was doing a documentary about Dr. Sabi, about what he did, all the people he cured, all the diseases that he was able to cure holistically, no pharmaceuticals. Yeah. And Nipsey Hussle died. Okay. And then Nick Cannon says that he's going to go ahead and finish the legacy, continue the marathon.
Should have finished it, Nick.
And he lost Wildin' Out.
Yep.
And he got called out crazy about some podcast he did. And I'm going to be real with you. I don't know if what he was saying was all that false. I'm just going to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
I really don't even remember. I don't think I watched it. I just remember seeing little clips of it.
And these be them subjects that get deep.
No, for real.
All right, well, let me put it like this. Let me just break it down
as quick as possible.
I'll break it down as quick as possible. This is relevant to what's going on right now in Israel, okay?
Right.
If you read the Bible right now, if you look in the Bible, okay, let me just put it like this. Look at a painting of the Last Supper. Look at it. I'm about to pour it. Let's take a shot.
Let's get it.
If you look at the Last Supper right now and you see Jesus chilling with his homies, what's the first thing you notice?
First thing I notice, that table full of food.
Well, what you notice is that everybody at the table is white.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, you got me on that.
So whenever you see a painting of God, he's a white man in the clouds. Whenever you see a painting of Moses, he's a white man.
Yeah.
How the fuck were there a bunch of white men running around in Africa? Because at the time, that area of Middle East was part of Africa.
Yeah, for sure.
They were all. It was all Africa.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like the civilizations that existed would go beyond the water. There's just a sea between there.
Yeah.
It ain't no ocean. Ain't no. It's a little ass bit of water they can take a boat across. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all that was the same area of the world.
Yeah.
So how are they white? All of them.
Promise you.
Okay.
You call it out. What can they say?
This is where white supremacy began. Yep. Now, I don't know why it began. My opinion would be that if you were to ask me, I'm a white man, why do I think white supremacy exists?
Yeah.
I would say that it's because Africa ruled the world at one time, and the white people didn't rule the world. And they wanted to rule the world. I don't know what kind of battle took place, but whatever war occurred, I don't think we heard about it.
Yeah,
we might have heard little stuff about it because I did hear about how Rome was going to Egypt. Yeah. So I heard about some of it, but I don't feel like the whole story been told here. And I feel like the world destroyed Africa, and it's been happening ever since.
Sure.
Like slavery, everything is part of this. Part of this. But it happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like it's been to demean a certain people because they don't want them to rule the world again. You see what I'm saying? They're like, this is our world.
Exactly.
And so back to what we were talking about, so you can understand that part of it.
Right.
The holy people of the Bible are the Jews.
Yeah.
Were they white though?
Me personally, I don't believe it. I don't think they was.
So why are all the powerful Jews that you see these days white? So what if they were people who wanted to be the people of the Bible? What if they wanted to imposter them and say, I am
I see what you're saying.
These people. You see in the Bible, it said the Jews are the holy people. That's me. Yeah. I can say it right now. But like, hey, I'm a Jew. I'm like, remember that, like, the people in the Bible? That's me. That's my family. Like, put me on. I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they're trying to say. I'm that guy. I'm the guy from the Bible. Yeah. Respect me. See what I'm saying? Like, take the power. Like, I'm him. That's
what it is. Power.
I'm him. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And it's like, that's what they were trying to say back then.
Exactly.
I'm him. Yep. Like, and that's why you see all these white Jews and stuff. And it's like, okay, what happened? Because the people in the Bible, they weren't white. Why don't we see any black, like, powerful black Jews? Like, I'm him too. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, we're different parts of the family. Y'all that guy. You only see white ones. You get confused. Like, well, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like the Rockefellers and all those guys. All those, those are all Jewish families, but they're all white. You see what I'm saying? And that's when Nick Cannon said some shit like that, something along those lines. And it's like, he's powerful. I'm sure they'll be pissed off at me too. But he is Nick Cannon. Yeah. And so they attacked him for that and took out everything. But really, they were mad. I feel like they were mad about that. But they were also mad about, the pharmaceuticals were mad about Nipsey, about him continuing on Nipsey Hussle's marathon to support Dr. Sebi. Because Dr. Sebi could destroy the pharmaceuticals because we realized we don't really need pills to overcome everything. And I'm not saying that like there's been a lot of people who have saved their life from pills.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know
what I'm saying? The pills are what helped them stay alive from a heart disease or whatever.
I mean, I say, like, if a person was just, you know what I'm saying, taking their medicine their whole life, I mean, you'll live a decent life, but it's just about how healthy you would be. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. Now, if you had taken an approach that had the same effect of those pills but no side effects.
Exactly.
Because the pills have all them side effects. Yep. Like, but if I had used this root that did the same thing as that pill, but it don't do anything else bad for me, would I have been more healthy? You see what I'm saying? Exactly. So we don't. Exactly. So the pill. I'm not going to say that pills don't ever help nobody or save nobody. I'm just saying that they're not the only answer. At all. So if the world realized that, we have the option to take a different route. Because what if chemo kills the cancer and all the good cells too? Yep. But what if I were to smoke a little weed and that shit did the same thing or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, why is a lot of these drugs illegal? You know what I'm saying? It's only legal if they are in control of it. If I can grow in my backyard, they're like, that's illegal because you can grow that. Exactly. Which means I can't stop it. I can't charge you for that. So you can't grow a pill. You see what I'm saying? So that's where it always goes back to the power and the cable. Yeah. They need to know where it went. You know what I'm saying? They can't charge you if you're growing in your backyard and they don't know.
Hey, man. Hey, y'all. They gonna come for this, man. They coming for you, bro.
They gonna come for you one day.
You know too much, man.
Bro, we got deep in a lot of shit. We got really deep right there with Africa and with, like, the Jews.
Good combos, man.
Yeah, great combos.
Great.
But I want to ask you one more question, and just about you. We talked about a lot of shit. So, what do you see yourself doing outside of YouTube, outside of barbering? Like, what else do you see yourself doing?
Honestly, what I'm aiming for is traveling. I really want to travel a lot more. You know, I don't know, with everything going on, it's a little iffy, but, you know, that's like top thing on my list, traveling, for sure. For sure.
But, like, as far as, like, which I would like to travel too, for sure. But as far as like you building like who you are.
Yeah, as a brand.
Yeah, you as a brand.
Honestly, is creating a structure really to work with. So it's just like so many options that I got right now, you know, that I'm trying to work with. And it's like, okay, how can I bring everything together? So right now, that's like one of my biggest things, just structuring everything. Because I'm the type, I like to try to set up myself for the future. So it's just like, okay, I'm cool with, you know, working on long-term things. So it's just like, that's like my biggest thing right now is just pretty much the structure. Hell
yeah. For sure, me too.
Yeah.
Structure is everything. You know what I'm saying? 100%. You'll learn, like, no matter what you do, like systems, like how you put stuff together, your structure. If you don't have a foundation or solid structure, then, like, when shit goes sideways, it falls apart.
Yeah.
The structure, just like any building, a building is built as a structure.
For sure.
And if it's not built level by level in a way that's solid, then it'll fall over.
Yeah.
So your structure is what keeps your life always standing. You know, so, like, even when economies get bad like they are right now, if that structure is good enough, it'll stand.
Yeah, for sure.
So definitely agree.
Yeah, I definitely got some, you know what I'm saying, some good ideas with the barber stuff coming up real soon. That honestly, man, hey, if y'all watching, like, just watch out for it. It's definitely gonna be a big thing for the, you know what I'm saying, just the barber industry in general, especially with all the streaming that's going around right now. You know, streaming done took over a lot. Took over a lot. So it's like I'm about to include that, you know, with the barbering and stuff. So
you should.
Definitely got a big project coming up for sure.
For sure. Definitely. Looking forward to it. Let me know.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, if you need somebody for it, let me know.
100%, bro. 100%.
For sure. Hell yeah. But before we get out of here, go ahead and tell them where they can follow you at on all your platforms.
Oh, yeah. So y'all could check me out on Instagram, The Official Ajayy, THE, official, and then AJAYY. You know, you can add me on TikTok, same thing, 2 Y's at the end. And, you know, that's pretty much it. You know, YouTube, AJ and Yvette, go check us out, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We running it up, staying consistent, you know what I'm saying? Just keeping our head high, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. We had a great conversation.
100%, bro. Listen, bro.
Yeah, you good in there.
Yeah. I appreciate you for having me, bro. For real, man of your word, bro. You really a good dude, bro. And I'm telling y'all now, ever since I met this man.
Oh, you can pull back.
Oh yeah. Ever since I met this man, y'all, you know, we talked about a lot of stuff, and you know, he made it happen, and you know, I'm blessed to have you as a friend, bro. For real.
For sure, hell yeah. Appreciate that. We got to kick him more though, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Just let me know. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we can go looking for some goddamn, you know, some Matrix shit or something.
Hell yeah. But all right, dog. See you on the next episode.
Yes, sir.
It's time to let it flow. It's time to let it flow. Yeah, it's time to let it flow.